Welcome to the Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast, your home for all things football at Waldorf University, the best small college football experience in America. Hosted by Andy Buffington and me, Troy Thompson, from the secret gridiron bunker beneath Bullstorff Field. Did you know FCIS has been in business for over 40 years? They're licensed in most insurances nationwide and are recognized nationally as a leading RV insurer. FCIS is right here in Forest City and is locally owned, proud to support the Waldorf Warrior football team, and they are always there to cheer them on towards success on and off the gridiron. When you need a team to support yours, look to the professionals at FCIS. You can give them a call at 1-800-331-1520 and let them know you heard about them on the Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast. Now, let's meet the captains of today's podcast.
All right, welcome to the Waldorf Gridiron Podcast, Episode 4. Tonight, our team captains. The first one comes to us from Columbus Junction, Iowa, number 11, running back Christian Gerot. Christian went to school at Winfield Mount Union, and again, we started on this, and it says the Wolves, but were you a wolf or a wolf?
I was a wolf.
A wolf.
Yep.
Now, the singular for wolf is wolf. So you as an individual, were you a wolf or a wolf? Because I don't think wolf is a word.
Oh, we always called ourselves wolves. So.
Right.
Yeah, the plural.
Were you because you were
as a
part of the
team.
pack.
Right.
You're like a one-man wolf pack? Like a one-man wolf pack?
That's crazy. And then our other team captain for this episode is Austin Erdmann, a defensive lineman from Little Falls, Minnesota. You were a flyer.
I was.
And
at one point.
The plural was flyers.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that is, Little Falls is right between.
I know
Brainerd
exactly
and
where
St.
Little Falls
Cloud.
is.
Yeah, well, that's good. But for people at home that don't know, I said it's right between
You'd think
Brainerd
that-
and St. Cloud, right?
Yep.
You
Okay.
think the people in California know where St. Cloud is?
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely. When you're starting to look for larger areas on a map,
yeah.
you're going to go, there's St. Cloud.
Well-
Hey, if I'm Brainerd, and then you start your
Yeah.
fingers on one and then go to the other, and right when you stop in the middle, right there on the Mississippi
Right
River.
on the Mississippi River.
Right on the river.
Mississippi,
Right on the
the
river.
old Miss.
Yeah.
The old man.
Yeah.
The mighty Miss.
Camp Ripley.
Yep. That was going to be
Not far from my house.
Yeah. Is that right?
Yep.
Been there many times. First down.
All right, so you, out of high school, you went to the University of Minnesota, Crookston. There, you were a Golden Eagle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Golden Eagles,
The Golden Eagles.
and now you're a Warrior. That's a good move. We're
Why'd
glad
you
to
leave
have
Crookston? Is that a question for later? I just couldn't get over that curiosity.
Do it.
They shut down the football program.
Yeah,
actually.
I knew
You
the
didn't
answer to
want to
that.
stay and
So I
just
was Northern Sun Conference, Division II.
Yep.
And then they're just like, you know what we're not going to do?
Play football.
A little bit of football anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's got to be disappointing. But
bit.
then, now you're here.
Well, it's good for
Even
us.
better.
I
It's
wouldn't
great
change it
for
now.
us.
Yeah, that's good for the Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Warriors, plural. Mm-hmm. All right, so Christian, in high school, you were a bit of a track athlete. I saw, I can't remember if it was on your Huddle profile or where I found it, but your PR times in the 100 meters was 12.94 seconds. 100 meters. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. Your 110 hurdles too. 19.32. Your 200 meter was 26.37, and your 400 meter was just a hair under 1 minute, 59.88. Running all the way around the track in a minute.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
So you got wheels.
Yeah. Where are you from again? He's not that fast. Where?
From Columbus Junction. Yeah. Those are pretty poor stats, really.
No,
Oh, yeah.
no, absolutely not. No, I think
You're not going to state track with those.
I did go to
Did
state
you?
track. I
Yeah,
did go
you
to state
did.
track. Actually.
Oh.
so,
In Iowa?
In Iowa.
All right. Okay. I mean,
Now, one of the things that's been the bane of my existence is I look up information on you guys. I go to the interwebs and find all sorts
I
of
don't
stuff.
at all.
Right, he relies on me.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's interesting. Minnesota kids, we got a ton of information on you guys. Iowa kids, you got a mine. And
It's
hope that
secret.
the high school, yeah. Must
Well,
be
we
pretty
don't want a bunch of weirdos around the world looking at our kids, looking up their stats. And
I
graphs.
didn't have much to brag about in track area, so
But you liked playing football.
I loved playing football.
And
Love
that's,
it.
That's what brought you here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's good. So, little question for you.
Nobody wants to run a 400 anyway.
Awful.
Terrible.
Worst racing track.
The best athletes run 400s.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah, well, they do run it, but no, I don't think they like
They didn't
it.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like somebody wanted to run a marathon. 26.2 miles. That's
You know what I
crazy.
want to do with those guys that have the 26.2 stickers on the back of their, usually like a Pathfinder or whatever they're driving, which is fine. Nothing wrong with it. I want to make my own sticker that says 26.3. Just to annoy them a little bit, because if they're like, well, he did run a little farther, but where?
So, you ever golf? Christian, you ever do any golfing
Try to golf.
around the area? You ever golf Twin Lakes or at Winfield?
Yep.
Yeah.
All the time.
Well, we were talking at one of our podcasts about hole-in-one. That's where I got my hole-in-one on hole number 149-yard par
Wow.
3. Yeah, in Winfield, Iowa. Home of, who was the Iowa basketball player? Was it Jess Settles?
We had Jess Settles and we had Clay Edwards.
Have you gotten a hole in one?
Nope. Best I've done there is a birdie on same hole.
Very
Yeah,
good.
I got a hole-in-one.
I haven't got a hole in
Just
one
one
either.
stroke right in.
Me either.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Well, and the people came, we didn't know what to do. I was golfing with a buddy that was from,
So you had a witness.
yeah, I did, had the witness, had to buy him a
Get a
steak.
witness.
And, but the reality is that we didn't know what to do, so we went to the clubhouse because it's hole number 1, and they had the reporter come down from the Winfield paper, or the Winfield Mount Union paper, and take a picture of me taking the ball out. Worst part was that I was there for work, and I was supposed to be in a conference, so
Were you?
I had to take vacation. Yeah, had to call my
When
boss.
does this app publish?
Yeah, and well, you're in the paper. And the thing
Yeah.
is, what I didn't know is that around here, there's a lot of people with my last name, Buffington. I didn't think there were many more of us left, except maybe over in the old country. And
Which is
down
where
in
again?
southeast Iowa, there's
Huge name.
You can't throw a dead cat without hitting a Buffington.
Right.
can you?
Huge name in the town of Winfield.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was looking through some of the stats of your high school. There's a lot of Buffingtons in there.
Where are the Buffingtons from?
We are from England and Germany. Yeah, it's a derivative of the English name Bobbington and the German name Bovington.
Bovington?
Yeah, we were cow people.
All right. What was the other one? The English one was
Bobbington. There's still a house of Bobbington.
Bobington, Buffington?
Yeah. Well,
I
Bobbington,
mean,
Bovington,
come on
Buffington.
now. Bobbington, Bovington, Buffington? From Bedford Falls?
Bibbidi, bobbidi, boo. All right, Christian, in 2021, not a lot of action last year, but, I mean, let's think about it. You got Navi, you got Taj, you got Tay, and that you're coming up as a young man, your first year with the program. It's pretty tough to jump in front of those guys, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. Those are some pretty good athletes there in front of me.
Yeah, but you did. I mean, you had
He played.
you only had 3 carries this last year. 10 yards. That's great. Now he did when we played at Iowa Wesleyan down there, touchdown,
About 3 of them,
but
but holding penalties on all 3.
Oh, no.
I know.
And then
I
they
know.
just rob you of that stat.
I know. Well, then we had Luke Johnson throw a touchdown pass to Dom Lott.
Yeah.
So someone got something out of it.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true. And Luke was supposed to be here at our last episode, and I don't know. I think he had a family thing. And we
Okay.
can't wait to talk to Luke because he's a hometown boy. I mean,
Sure.
Well, he's
He's
from Forest
around.
City here, right? So interesting. I mean, Troy, you don't know this, but tonight
How do you know?
at 3:30 there was a team meeting, and there were some awards given out. Christian here, voted on by his teammates, was the spring 2022 offensive most improved player. That's a big deal because it's not just the coaches saying, I don't know, give it to Gerot.
Yeah.
I don't care. I drew his name out of a hat. It's your peers. It's the guys that are out there watching you perform. So that's a big deal. So you should be pretty proud of yourself because, by golly, we are.
Yeah, somebody, they're saying, lit a fire under your butt and you are making a difference, and it's recognized.
Yeah. I had a couple opportunities to move up into the depth chart over the spring, so I just had increased reps, and I think it started one day. I had a good practice, and the confidence just kind of built, and
Yeah.
kind of just snowballed after that.
Fun offense.
Awesome offense.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be pretty explosive come fall time.
So what to keep hearing.
I can't wait.
I know.
I can't wait. I mean,
You got some personal goals?
I'd say just play a bigger role in the offense.
Right.
I do want to have one game with at least, I think I can get 100 yards one game.
There you go.
100-yard rushing game.
And you'll be a sophomore next year, right?
Yep, I'll be a sophomore on the field. Yep.
Nice.
I like it. 100.
I think we should do it because, let's see, we've had some pretty lofty goals. Let's see, we go back, and I think Nico Marasco said that he's going to have
100 tackles.
110 tackles.
On the season. Not in the game.
And
That'd be crazy.
McCoy Yakel said he's going to have 14 interceptions. But
we kind of forced that on him.
Well, we did. He said he has to have 14 by the Valley City game. Mm-hmm. So, but if he doesn't, we'll have him back on here and have him explain why he fell short.
And with Alvino, the guy that holds the record is from 1968, and
Alvino Milner.
Yeah,
were they a 2-year at that time?
They were.
Yeah, absolutely. Dave Bolstorff, who the field's named after, which happens to be over our head right now.
As far as anybody knows.
Yeah, they don't know. We're in the secret bunker.
Yeah. You know, the thing is, though, about that record from 1968, it was still the same game. And so what's nice about going from, even though it's 2-year to 4-year college to university level of play, in the time that Waldorf has had a football program, it's always been the same game.
Yep.
And sometimes that is not the case. There are people that hold records in Iowa, like in women's basketball. Let's say, Lynn Lorenzen, like the all-time scoring champion in women's basketball, from 6-on-6 when they only had 3 ladies on one side of the court. That's not to take away. It's still an amazing number of baskets.
Right.
But also half the team couldn't score.
Yeah.
So it's some of those will never. Then in high school, for example, in Iowa, there's no pole vault anymore. So every school that had a track team has a pole vault record. How'd you like to be that dude? Like, forever. Like, we're never going to do pole vault again.
1984, I think, was the last time that they did it.
That record stands. But this is something that is the same game and can be broken. So, anyway.
But, we could look back and see who they actually played. It might have been some high school JV teams or something, and, some shoddy quarterbacks just tossing the ball up and picking them off left and right. So I didn't check that. I
we
really
play
didn't.
Iowa Wesleyan, so I don't know where we're going with that.
Hey, they're coming up here this next year. If they have an issue with what we said, bring your A game because you're gonna need it.
Right,
gonna need it.
Second down. Anyway, moving on.
All right, Austin Erdmann, my man from Little Falls. By way of University of Minnesota Crookston. And again, it's right on the Mississippi River, right between Brainerd and St. Cloud for you folks from Minnesota. So just trace the Mississippi River all the way up to Little Falls. Yeah, absolutely. So interesting, because as I was looking at Little Falls Flyers records, when you were a senior, you rushed for 398 yards, 6 touchdowns. You were the special teams player of the year for Little Falls your junior year. Mm-hmm. All district, all area your senior year. All district linebacker of the year. So you played both ways, as Christian, I'm sure you probably did too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But then I started looking at the records up there at Little Falls. Yeah. And I think, one of our defensive studs, he's coming back to kill people again this year. You'd figure that he'd have a huge defensive resume. Well, that's not the case. The reality is, in Little Falls, he is 6th all-time for single-season all-purpose yards, 1,049. 1,049. He's 5th.
Wow, in a season.
In a single-season rushing yards. No, that's all-purpose yards. Rushing yards, single-season, he's 5th, 762. Mm-hmm. Wow. And so he's 3rd in yards per attempt for a single season. Now, his career, he is 8th in all-purpose yards, 1,539. He is 4th in rushing yards at 1,232 and 12 rushing touchdowns. Then let's get into the defensive stats.
Okay.
He's 4th in total tackles, 213. That's it. That's his defensive stats. And he comes in here.
Yeah.
Obviously, he got some wheels, right?
A little bit.
Yeah. Okay. And they decide...
If you were to compare
you didn't come
400s.
in as D-line, right?
Yeah, 400s, yeah.
I was kind of in between. Wasn't sure if I was going to play linebacker, D-line. Just ended up stay on the D-line.
They started making you sandwiches and
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Why don't you try some chocolate milk? It's really good for you.
Yeah.
And it is good for you. It builds strong bones and teeth. So in 2021, last season with the Warriors, total of 50 tackles. Obviously 5 tackles per game, and then he had 5 sacks, which was 6th in the conference. And then his sack yards is that he took away 32 yards from our opponents, and that landed him in 7th place in the conference. So
I
a lot of
felt
good
I
things.
said your name quite often, which is always fun.
It's always a good thing to hear.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it on the
Sometimes.
you listen to the what do you think I sound like on the PA? Does it sound pretty good? I almost
Yeah. I think so.
He's pretty animated.
Yeah. Is it? Mm-hmm. Well, make some noise on the 3rd down for sure. You like that?
Yeah.
For defense?
Yeah.
3rd down, make some noise. That's good.
Yeah, so what do we need to say on offense, Christian? What do we need to do to get the crowd going on offense?
Business.
Quiet down so we can communicate what we see. Just needs
Should we
to be
go
totally
golf?
silent.
Everybody, we're gonna golf clap this.
Yep. We could have like a
We're gonna do a warrior whisper.
warrior whisper. I like it. And maybe we could have on-air signs, because usually when something goes on air, everybody goes, oh, shh, they're on the air. Yeah, it's kind of like...
And then it's just the other team that they're trying to do their, they brought their 18 people and they're trying to be loud and they're like, whatever.
Yeah. Well, they got to stomp on the metal bleachers and everything else, and it's just...
Yeah, well, maybe
it's
it is a
kinda
warrior
sad.
whisper. We'll come up with something. We'll add some things. Maybe that's what this podcast will do. We'll invent some things. Maybe we'll start carrying medals around to just give to people for amazing achievements.
Yeah, so it's one of the things we like to ask people, like some of the accolades that you had, whether in high school or probably not in college yet, except for the award that you got today.
Yeah, most improved. Awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. So they gave you a sheet of paper on cardstock.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. You
Yeah.
have any medals at home?
Yeah, so,
Were they from track?
nope, I guess... Funny you say that, actually. See, my junior year in track, we got 9th place at state.
Nice.
One
off the podium.
One off the podium.
Whoa.
Yep.
Yeah.
But,
And what was that for?
4x1.
Yeah. Oh, wicked fast then.
Yep.
4x1.
I started our 4x1. All the credit to the kid that ran a 11-1 though that we had anchoring.
Yeah, that
Nice.
that
That helps.
that helps a lot.
What did
yeah.
he do after high school?
He went to Indian Hills to run track.
Okay.
Yep.
Community college.
Yep.
Yeah, down southeast Iowa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
for sure.
All right, Austin, what do you got? What do you got for hardware?
Few basketball tournaments back in the day.
Yeah.
Couple track ribbons. Trap shooting.
Oh yeah.
Trap shooting. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, you're a big outdoors guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big into it.
What do you like to chase most?
Waterfowl, ducks, geese, mostly. Pheasant hunt a little bit.
Like Canadian geese, Canada geese.
Yeah.
Do you eat them?
Yeah. Delicious. Love to eat it.
Never been much of a fan. A lot of people they'll
What, of
wrap bacon around the
The
breast.
goose or Canada?
No, I love Canada.
Oh, just
absolutely.
not their
Well,
geese.
you talk about Austin's neighbor. Be a little careful.
Yeah, but Minnesota and Canada, it's a love-hate relationship probably, especially when you get up to the Lake of the Woods. This is ours. This is yours. Yeah. I don't know. I made that up. I don't really know I don't know how Minnesotans react towards Canada. I'm sure it's fine. Half my family comes from North Dakota, so they have this
Oh, mine too.
sort of relationship with the
Yeah.
Canadians.
Whereabouts in North Dakota? Don't you know?
I mean, well, Heidi, her family is all from Rolla, North Dakota. So right up there, not too far away from the Peace Gardens, north central.
Yeah, we're a Hettinger group, which isn't too far away from Dickinson.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Dang it.
Anyway, it's just like 8 miles from the border, I guess. So you can drive over there and have some good Canadian Italian food and then drive home. Canadian Italian food in a restaurant that probably is a Chinese restaurant. Who knows?
You never know.
All right, Christian, what do you like to do when you let your hair down?
Basketball is a big thing for me, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
So you like just grab a ball and go down and shoot hoops?
Yep, I go down or go outside, shoot hoops a lot, shoot hoops a lot. I go hunting, big deer hunter, group hunt. First season.
Shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Video games.
All right. Do you play video games, Austin?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. What game are we playing right now? Okay,
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. That's
Madden.
Oh, Call of Duty Day.
Oh, yeah. Call of Duty. Right now, MLB The Show just came out.
What?
MLB The Show,
MLB.
baseball. Yep.
MLB.
Yeah.
I thought it was MOB. I thought I don't know what that acronym is. It's definitely a TLA. You know what that is, right?
I do not know.
A 3-letter acronym. TLA. It's the government speak. Sorry about that. All right, so you like to go hunting a little bit. You like to shoot hoops, and that's when you're letting your hair down. How much does football take up your guys' time?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Like, tell me like a normal off season. Tell me what a normal day in the life of a football player looks like when you're on campus.
I guess it depends on, like, once season gets done, we don't really have a whole lot. Kind of get a break for the rest of the semester. Like in the spring, it's class in the morning, lifts in the afternoon, meetings in the afternoon. Otherwise, boot camp sometimes in the mornings for the 2 or 3 weeks after spring break.
Right.
Then we get into practice.
So it's a lot of hours.
Yeah.
A lot of hours. More than a full-time job.
Damn
Well,
close.
that's something
I'd compare it to that.
Very close.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that. So if you were talking to a kid that's sitting in high school and thinking about I want to play football in college, they probably don't maybe think that it's not. It is a ton of hours. It's first of all you have a full-time job being a student. You're here to get a degree and take that seriously because grades matter. And then you do have a job. You have a scholarship. You're here. You're part of a team. You're here to you're here to work, and that does take up a lot of time. I figured it was something along the lines of about 1,000 hours maybe a year, somewhere between 750 and 1,000 hours when you throw in your lifting and your meetings and obviously the games and the travel and all that. It adds up to be quite a bit of time.
And whatever hours you put in outside of it, watching film.
Film takes up time.
And then this summer, you're gonna obviously you don't just stay complacent. You're working. What's the plan for the summer?
Well, I'm gonna head home for a little while, probably till beginning of July. Then head back up here, but work, lift, watch film.
Get better.
You
Same
get a
for
job
you, or
down here?
you'll head back to Columbus Junction?
I'll head back to Columbus Junction. Yep. My dad just started planting today, so I'll help him get his seed in the ground. Start my off-season program. Head up here back August 3rd, I think is when we move in. Yeah.
Fantastic. So Dad's a farmer.
Yep.
And you guys farm corn and soybeans, the usual.
Yep. We got row crops of corn and soybeans.
Any livestock?
We got 5 hog barns, so about 7,600 head of pigs. Yep.
Oof. That's a lot of time.
7,600 hogs.
Yep.
That's a lot. You like that?
No.
Well, when my dad had hogs, all the way through growing up, we had hogs, and nothing at that scale. I mean, this was before they were just having the bigger farms for hogs and confinements when in the 90s. But so when I came to Waldorf, I actually had my own. I had 16 sows.
Yep.
I had my own little farrowing barn, and I had my own little litters of hogs, and I raised them, and that helped pay for Waldorf a little bit. And then there was a 2-year school back then, so about 95, sold them 94, 95 in that window, and that's when good timing because the market kind of crashed shortly thereafter. So it worked out. But I had hogs. And I lived in Tanner. Does anybody live in Tanner? Does anybody live in Tanner?
Neither of us do.
No.
But there's people there.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah, people live there.
Yeah. So, one of those rooms was mine on the first floor south, and my roommate who was in the band. He would leave, and one day I had to go home. So I had to do chores in the morning. I only live, 5 miles away. So I'd go home, do chores, come back, at night, and then have to do chores again. And so you feed hogs twice a day. So then one time I had some issues with the the newborn piglets, and I had to get back to class. So the solution for me was to grab them in a. They were just in. I just put them in a box, and I brought them in these little piglets into my dorm room. So this is like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I got them on the floor, and my roommate is still. His first class is like 9 o'clock in the morning. You know, I'm off to class at, it's 8, just before 8. And he wakes up and he's got the most surreal dream wake up of his life because the pigs had gotten out and we had, so they're just there's piglets all over the floor and he didn't see good anyway. So he had to wear these big glasses. And I mean, like, can you imagine what he must have felt like? That was, anyway.
Great story.
That's a crazy thing that happened here at Waldorf. You can do the same thing, folks. Come to Waldorf University. Bring your own pigs.
Christian, tell me a little bit about the rest of your family.
I got a brother and sister, both. One's 32, one's 29. So both born a bit before me. Both sides grew up on farms, mom and dad. Mm-hmm. I don't know. There's not much.
Your folks make it back to a lot of games. I mean, they come up to watch.
Yeah,
that's a haul, isn't it?
3.5 hours. Yeah, they try to make it to every home game, which they usually do.
Yeah,
and that's a commitment too when you're farming and you've got row crops and football is obviously that's a big time for farmers in the fall. So
yeah. He didn't make the first one because he was still harvesting. But yeah.
Yeah, a lot of stuff to do during that time of the year in any ag life. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do they come up and tailgate and hang out with folks, or do they just, come in, grab popcorn, sit down?
They do. My mom's not the biggest people person. You have to ask her. I have no idea why, I guess.
Well, it doesn't sound like we'll be able to.
Yeah, right. My dad,
we start to approach. I like to ask you a question, and she just bolts away. I don't know.
My dad likes to. He's pretty social. They got pretty into it at the Iowa Westland game because it's only about 15 minutes away from where I went to school. So they went down there and they hung out with like the Yakels and
we heard about those people.
Hoff's family and stuff. So yeah.
Well, that's the trick, though. I mean, it is true when you have to commute. It's a 3.5 hour one way trip, and they're going to go home that night or whatever it happens to be. Yeah, it's a little tough to do some of the activities that the Gridiron Club does, before the game. But certainly, a big part of every parent of every player is automatically a member of the Gridiron Club. So being a part of that and being pregame and at halftime and then afterwards is always important, regardless of what activities you participate in.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's one of the things that we decided right away is that the parents are I mean, let's go back. You said the Yakels. The Yakels they're really that was the force that really started this. It's important to get families involved and get to know each other, and because that builds relationships as you guys as teammates, and then as those families come and go as people graduate out, and we bring in transfers and freshmen and things like that. So that's absolutely huge deal for the program as well as the Gridiron Club.
Third down, make some noise,
Austin. Family.
Yeah, they come down.
My dad works for a car dealership. He is a finance manager.
F&I?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
let me go talk to the manager. Excuse me just a moment. I don't think we could. No, he's not that guy.
No.
He's not the guy he doesn't sell cars.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, so he's on the up and up. All right, good.
Yeah, he just does all the paperwork.
Yeah.
All right. That's good.
Then my mom does daycare out of our house.
She done that a long time?
Yeah. Trying to think. 15 years or
really?
So. Yeah. Somewhere around there.
Oof. So you've had little ones around.
Yeah.
Growing up all the time.
Long time.
And so you're like their hero?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
whenever I come home, it's...
Didn't hesitate there, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm the hero.
Right. They got little T-shirts made of his face on it. And they're like, everybody's got to wear one of these.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's got a 45 shirt on, walking around. You don't have your 45 on. I'm wearing number 11 today. Right, I was a big Gerot fan over there. Siblings, anything like that?
I got 2 younger sisters.
Okay.
One is 21. She lives in Huron, South Dakota.
Oh.
And is a assistant travel agent for my aunt.
Nice.
And then I have another sister who is 16. She's in high school.
So you're the protector.
I suppose.
So you're the one that, coming up in high school, your sister 1 year behind you, or was she in one year behind, and then you have a younger one yet, and so you were making sure that everybody stayed away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep.
Yeah, but at the same time, you probably pulled her hair, put
A little bit here and there.
Yeah.
That's good.
She's like, yeah, my brother's a linebacker, leave me alone. And then the guy's like, yeah, but I mean, mostly in high school, it was mostly offensive stats.
But he can run really fast and he catches me. What other sports did you play when you were in high school?
I did track up until my junior year, and then I did golf my senior year.
Okay.
And then I played basketball all 4 years.
Right.
And then I did trap shooting all 4 years.
What kind of shotgun do you own?
I have a 12-gauge Browning Gold.
Okay. Very good. Very good.
Looking for a new one, but we'll see.
Well, after you graduate, you can get a job and you'll just be full of money.
Yeah.
Well, that's what everybody hopes.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, it doesn't really happen.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and then you're gonna meet somebody and fall in love and start buying houses and cars, and then you have to buy groceries, and then you have kids, and then you buy diapers.
Or not.
That's up to you. We'll leave that to you, Austin.
I'll stick with my dog.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Me and my dog and my brownie, which is all we need.
You have your dog down here with
Yep.
you? Okay,
Yep.
what's your dog's name?
Thor.
Thor.
Yep.
Now, is it like some sort of Greek dog?
No. He's a yellow lab.
A yellow lab named Thor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why Thor?
Favorite Avenger.
Oh,
Long yellow hair.
Yeah.
Yellow
Yeah.
lab. Yeah.
Yeah.
So between those Avenger movies that involve Thor, the best interactions I feel with Thor are with Hulk.
Yes.
Don't you think? So is it Ragnarok when they're like
Ragnarok.
sitting there and they're just like
That's probably my favorite.
they are, and it's just like all Thor and Hulk, and they're just like buddies. It's like a buddy movie.
Is that when they're in the
I love that.
Coliseum?
Yep.
Yeah.
I need to watch
Yeah.
movies, apparently.
Oh yeah, for sure you do.
Well, it's one of those. So I was kind of wondering that if you're naming your dog, how old's your dog?
2.
So okay, that really leads into this next statement very well, because if he named his dog Thor after the long golden hair, why not name it Yakel?
Yeah, could be if you get another
Could've
golden
named your
lab.
dog Yakel.
Could have.
Yeah,
But
We weren't roommates at the time, so.
oh, you're
Yeah.
roommates now.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
yeah. But it'd be funny if you just came home with another one, and then you're like,
Yeah.
"Come here, McCoy," and he's like, "What do you want?" Not you, the dog that I've named in your honor, and we'll just constantly confuse you. Yeah, that's
That would be
fantastic.
kind of funny.
Yeah, I had a friend many moons ago. That's all I have to say. No, no, I had a friend a long time ago that he brought home a golden retriever, and his wife said, "Oh, what did you name her?" And it turned out to be the name that she liked for their first daughter.
Oh,
So that was out the door. You can't name dogs and daughters the same thing, apparently.
well, who won, the dog or the daughter?
Well, the dog already had the name,
I mean, but did it?
and they didn't have the daughter yet.
Do they really know?
Eventually, they got the daughter, and she's wonderful. But, yeah. So, do you have pets?
And her name's now Tippy, which is weird because that should have been the dog's name. Yeah. Which, by the way, that was my first dog's name, was Tippy.
Tippy.
Yeah, and I lived on Bancroft Road. So you know what that means. My name would be Tippy Bancroft in certain circles.
Oh, yes, it would. It would. Phil Sunset.
Phil
Well, I had a cat in high school. My sister was
The
allergic.
cat's name was Phil?
Phil was the cat.
That's awesome.
Phil was 23 pounds of fury. Oh, yeah, he was
That's a
great.
big
Well, it's a big cat.
He used to
Like a
ride
little cougar.
Yeah, he used to ride around in the back seat. I had a 79 Firebird, and of course, we used to cruise. We used to drive around uptown.
Yeah.
That was a cool thing to do.
You know about cruising? They do that down in Columbus Junction?
They do gravel roads.
They still do it? Oh, you go
Well,
on the
no,
gravel
we were
road.
uptown here.
Yeah,
We would-
yeah.
There was an 8-block stretch. You just
Yeah.
drive around. Everybody'd sit there, and you'd wave, and
okay.
During
During COVID,
We
the
didn't have
olds
COVID
in the
when I was a
community organized the town cruise. So, like, the people in our age, let's just drive around. Couldn't see each other, but it was kind of inside. So then the whole town just cruised the loop like we did back in the 80s and 90s. And
probably not with a 6-pack.
I mean, no, I'm sure that didn't happen either this time, but it was like a big deal. And our kids were in the back seat, and they're just like, "What are we doing?"
This is so
I'm like, we're just
boring.
driving around, waving. How you doing?
So,
Yeah.
Christian, what pets you got?
At home, we have two German shepherds, and then 4 cats. I can't keep track of the cats.
No, farm cats though, right?
Yeah.
They're outside.
Do they even get names? Do they get names?
They do get names
They do?
because my mom's a big cat person.
Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't even name all of them. Mouse,
What about
Reggie,
the dogs? The dogs got names.
Yep, Major and Mercy.
Major and Mercy. Do you know else who has a German Shepherd named Major?
I don't.
President of the United States.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. What, you didn't know that? And he apparently that's the nippy one.
The one that had to get trained there.
Yeah, yeah. Does your Major have to? Does he like to bite, or is he pretty calm?
He's the opposite of calm.
Oh, he's the opposite of calm.
Opposite of calm.
Okay.
Yeah, he
Now we
doesn't know you. You don't want any part of him.
Well, I guess I won't be stopping by because clearly,
Yeah,
you know,
get bit.
yeah.
Yeah, I get a major bite.
Right.
Get it? That's fun.
He tore a pair of my jeans one time because
On you, and he probably
when I
likes
turned
you.
around. Yep.
He didn't recognize you. Got a different haircut, and he's like, "Who is that?"
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I just came home from work and I pet him. He was kind of growling. I was like, "It's just me," you know. Turned to walk away, tears my jeans. I was like,
Wow.
Was it like work jeans or like a?
"Yeah, it was work
Oh,
jeans." So it wasn't
I mean,
horrible.
not that big a deal.
Right.
Yeah. How much do you give for a pair of jeans nowadays?
I think the ones I'm wearing right now, $80. I don't know.
Dollars? American?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, I'm cheap. So when I shop for jeans, Christian, and this is a little thing that you can learn. This is a little lesson in frugality. You walk into your Kohl's or whatever store you want to go to, and you start looking. I need jeans, and then they got prices right on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can go down to like $17 for a pair of jeans. Now they might last 4 months. As long as, well, they'll last longer if you don't wash them. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's how you shop for. I don't wear jeans anymore. I'm too fat. Kind of a big. I wear the.
You got the stretchy pants.
I wear the stretchy pants so that when you sit down, you can breathe. Which that's kind of a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Our producer, he knows what we're talking about.
I'll tell you, what was the old Simpsons episode where they discovered that it's just Marge's maternity clothes are super comfy.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
little body shifting going on. You guys don't have to worry about that.
So what's okay? We're talking about stuff we watch. We talked about Thor Ragnarok. Mm-hmm. What's your go-to TV show or series? I guess we don't really have TV shows anymore. Not in this day and age.
Meat Eater on Netflix.
Oh, really? You like that?
Yeah.
That's a good show.
Like that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that show. I like him.
Yeah.
I don't watch every episode. He's a little too poetic for me sometimes, but I do appreciate what he does. And I like the fact that he doesn't always, like, you'll watch a whole episode and, like, he didn't even get the thing he was hunting. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah.
I like how he shows how he cooks it, too.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, from foot to food. Mm-hmm. It's good stuff.
My brother-in-law claims that he knows the guys who know him. I don't even know what that means.
Well, he claims a lot of
guy.
My brother-in-law does. Yeah. Depends on what day of the week you get a hold of him.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there you go. How about, what do you watch?
Big Friends guy.
Friends?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, straight out of the 90s, who's your favorite?
It's gotta be Ross.
Ross is your favorite.
Really?
Yep. His expressions are just unmatched.
Wow. Okay. That was fantastic. So of the girls then, of the ladies,
It's gotta be Rachel.
you like Rachel.
No,
Well, that makes
too
sense.
cliche.
Yeah.
Too cliche. Do you like any 90s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, like sitcoms that you watch a lot of?
Not that I could think of.
You don't watch a lot of TV, do you?
Not a whole lot.
What do you do? You listen to like the Gridiron podcast all the time?
I did listen to the first episode, though.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
He's one.
Yeah,
Nico
keep
and I
listening.
Listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, get your folks to listen to it. Get all my friends to listen to it. Give them 5 stars, whatever the rating is supposed to be. Pretty good. Not 1. I know that. Not 1.
So what else? So if you're not watching a lot of TV, are you a book reader?
No. I mean, I guess if I do watch TV, it's mainly sports.
Really? Just anything?
Anything.
Baseball,
Baseball, basketball, golf.
Got a baseball team?
curling.
What's your favorite baseball
I mean,
team?
you're from Minnesota. You watch curling probably,
I
right?
watch curling.
Yeah, it's
Cubs.
You got the Cubs?
Yep.
Yeah. A lot of folks out there in that side of the state, they like the Cubs.
Well, Cubbies.
Not too that
Yeah,
far
you
away.
get
They're
that
like
far
4
down.
hours away from Chicago. 3-4 hours.
About 4 hours on the dot. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I suppose you got down there as far as MLB, you got guys that are either going to be St. Louis fans or Cub fans.
Yeah, a
You
lot
got
of
some
Cardinal
Royals,
fans.
too.
Royals?
Oh, do you?
bit.
My kids
Yeah.
are Royals fans. I don't know what I did wrong.
Well, Twins, because, I mean, we're like right here, so gotta go. Plus,
Yeah.
that's a beautiful field. I mean, Target Field's really
Yeah,
nice. Can't
absolutely.
go wrong. Not a big fan of, like, the Royals Stadium, not that great.
Kauffman?
I don't think that's that great.
We went to a game a couple of years ago before COVID, and we sat in left field. They have those little boxes there. Probably it's 3 rows, probably 30 seats across, and it was July, and the sun. Yeah, we ended up going up. There's a little room when you walk up to the 3rd level that has adult beverages. So we stood there.
Okay.
In the shade.
Yeah, I do like Cardinal Stadium though. I do like that whole Cardinals town. Like the whole thing is a good time.
So who do we follow in the NFL?
Vikings.
Yeah, of course.
Vikings guy. Now, do you have to being born in Minnesota? Is there? I mean,
no. You could be a Packers fan if you like live over by
state constitution.
St. Paul.
Are you Bears guy?
Bears guy.
Bears.
Okay. Well,
the black and blue division, at least. I mean,
the Bears still suck. Oh, it's all right. You know that song?
Yeah.
Have you heard of it? Have you heard it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It's the only thing that the Vikings fans and the Packers fans have in common is that one song.
That is true.
That's great. So, speaking of singing, what did you guys do in high school for other than sports? Were you in choir?
I was in band up until
what'd you play?
Sophomore year. Saxophone.
Oh, saxophone.
Can you still rip out a few chords?
I probably could not.
But though, if you had that experience, I always thought about, did you play in band?
Yeah.
What'd you play?
Trumpet.
So did I play. I played the trumpet too.
Well, how did I not see you?
Well, because I come from a long line of mediocre trumpet players. I'll tell you that. Always at the end of the, like 3rd chair, unless they have a 4th chair available. I'm down there.
Yeah, when we're not on the air, I'll tell you a story about my trumpet playing.
Really, really bad trumpet players. Also, did you play at the band?
Nope.
Nothing?
Nope.
Well, saxophone, at least what you could do is if you ever are homeless and this is how I go. This is like, what a worst case scenario? Well, if I'm in Austin, Texas, and I'm a homeless person by choice, I could take my saxophone out of my case that I, for some reason, still have. That I could have probably sold and gotten an apartment. But now I can just play it on the corner and not even be good. But if you try to do that, because it's just sexier, if you try to do that with a trumpet, unless you're Wynton Marsalis, nobody cares. There's no way of making the trumpet cool.
Chuck Mangione.
It's cooler than the French horn.
So you didn't do any extracurricular other than athletics?
Oh, I did. I did 4-H, FFA.
Oh, yeah. Farm kid. That's right.
Yeah, but what was your 4-H group called? They always have witty names.
Oh, my gosh. Elm Grove Comets. There you go. Elm Grove Comets.
So you're a comet, too. Now, it's easy to say I'm a comet or we're the comets.
Yes.
But I'm not a wolf. Can't be a wolf.
Just a wolfy comet. It's pretty good. FFA, people don't know, that there's just a ton of leadership opportunities. And did you do any of the speech contests or anything like that they had?
I did not.
No? Did you serve as an officer as the FFA?
I was actually the president my senior year.
Were you then?
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good. And then did you have the corduroy jackets or did you have the newer up-to-date jackets?
No, we had the corduroy.
That's right. Classy. Nothing but classic right there.
With the embroidered.
Of course.
Back. Absolutely.
That's right.
Really nice in the summer? Or you didn't wear them in the summer?
They were pretty hot.
Absolutely. Well, it's built that way.
Touchdown, Waldorf.
You guys both live on rivers. Well, near rivers at least, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, we got the Mississippi and the Cedar.
Iowa.
The Iowa?
Or Cedar, really. It depends.
Yeah, it depends on where you're at.
Yep.
Do we do a lot of fishing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, like how much? And the question I always
I know where this is going.
I know, you do.
It's in the autobiography right there. Okay, go ahead.
So, you ever catch a walleye?
Yeah.
Okay. Christian?
Yep.
Catch walleyes. How many, you think?
Well, we've been up to Canada. We go up to Canada fishing. We used to every year,
whereabouts?
actually. Mm-hmm. Ontario.
Yep.
I think of Ear Falls. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Ear Falls, Ontario.
Ear Falls. So when you get up to Fort Francis, you hang off to the east there and you end up in Ear Falls. That's great. And you've been to Canada as well?
Yep.
Catching walleyes like crazy?
Yeah.
Whereabouts in Canada?
It's a great question. Not really by a town, so it's kind of hard.
What lake? How's that sound? It doesn't even have a name?
It's the Pashkokogon River chain, but it's not really a river, so
Can
I
you
don't know
spell
why.
that?
No, I can't.
I can't either.
Yeah.
I used to go to Wabascang Lake, which is just north of Vermilion Bay, about 45 minutes. And I got sick of catching walleyes. We caught many. The first year up there, sick of it. I literally, we were going out on Saturday morning before we left, and my brother-in-law stopped and said, I hate to even say this, but I'm sick of catching walleyes. It was insane. That was the best year I've ever had catching walleyes. Yeah. So, Troy, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Walleye fishing. Have you ever done it?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, you betcha.
Any luck?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I caught one. By accident, one time. About this big. If you hold it out here, though, it looks bigger in the camera. Yeah. That's what you got to do. So,
what's your target species when you're going out fishing?
We panfish a lot. Crappies, sunfish.
That's
catch
kid after my own heart.
Yeah.
Crappie fishing. I got into it last year, and it is so much fun.
It is.
Yeah, Christian.
And you think that Crystal Lake, just a few miles from here, is going to be great with crappie?
I think it's going to be good this year. The September fish survey looked really, really good for crappie.
We'll find out.
They had that big kill over there. Christian, what are you targeting when you have a pole in your hand?
Usually channel cat.
Oh, so you like you like to have something big on the end of the line.
Yeah.
What's the biggest one you've caught?
We on a pole, just or rod and reel or whatever, probably about 8 pounds.
Right.
We do bank lines too throughout the year, so we'll get a couple.
Log?
Yeah, we'll get like 30 pounders or so, 30,
Wow.
35.
Yeah.
Just big.
And you grab them by the mouth.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen this?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Because they got really strong jaws. Mm-hmm. And I suppose where you're at, they have some catfish, but they don't have the monsters like they have down there, do
I've
they?
never caught one like that.
Yeah, that's insane.
Noodling? Not noodling. You're not talking about,
No.
Yeah.
No,
we
bank
just
lines.
Yeah, just
Hammer it
bank
into the
lines.
bank
Yeah.
line, and what do you use for bait for your bank lines?
Like a small child or something.
We usually just use like bluegill.
Yeah.
Just like to cut them in half or cut the heads off or something. Just use bluegill.
Absolutely.
That's way better than a small child. Don't use a small child.
Doing
That sounds like a bad idea.
That seems a little rough.
Well, speaking of rough, though, what are the goals for getting back to football?
Oh, that's right.
What are the goals for the 22 season? You got some personal goals?
I think I'm just focused on getting some playing time at running back, I think, and getting incorporated into our offense. Mm-hmm. Contributing, I think, a little bit is just the big thing for me.
Good. Austin, I asked Nico when he was in here to call his shot. What are we going to do for Indy stats next year? What should we expect out of you?
Thinking 60 tackles.
So 10 more than last year.
10 more than last year.
Yep. How many sacks?
Shoot for 10.
Nice.
11, maybe one a game at least.
Yep. What looking at the schedule, who are you circling this year?
Obviously, Valley and Dickinson.
Dickinson.
Always the goal. Beat them.
You'll be happy to know that Valley City State is coming here, and it's going to be the homecoming game on the 22nd of October.
That'll be great.
Yeah. So
did Valley
bring the folks up, bring the folks down, and make sure that they get a hotel room.
Every game.
For sure.
Every game your folks come to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I suppose when they're going to Eastern
North Dakota,
Montana,
not too bad. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not terrible. Did they go down to the Wesleyan game too?
Yep.
Oh gosh.
My mom hasn't missed a game since my freshman year of college.
Wow. When you're at Crookston.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great. That's what really makes this program wonderful, is when you have parents like that following kids around. And I realize, not everybody can make every game, and that, people shouldn't feel bad about that. Sometimes you're trying to make a living for your family, get those crops out of the field. But that's one of the things that's really great about Waldorf University and the football program, is that it's growing. The great thing is, we had a 7-3 season last year, and which is fantastic. I mean, if anybody would have told you, hey, you're going to go 7-3 next year, beginning of the season, you would have been, well, that's not bad. Who are we going to lose to? But the reality is that, and maybe it was just me, but it felt like a lot of the guys on the team felt like that wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
That shouldn't have happened.
For sure.
Yeah.
And a 7-3 season, and you feel disappointed in it.
It's great.
Gosh, think of the upside that we have.
Yeah.
I mean, coming in defensively, you guys are just reloading.
We got everybody coming back pretty much.
Absolutely. Not a whole lot of new faces on the defense.
No, not yet. I mean, we'll see what comes in the fall.
Absolutely. Now, offensively, it's going to be kind of
new
interesting.
faces and a new offense coordinator.
Yeah, offensive line coach,
Yep.
Coach Auni, and and Chase
I
is
actually
out
played
there.
against him.
You
when I was
did?
at Crookston, yeah.
Did you beat him up pretty good?
No, I mean I didn't actually play that game.
Oh.
I was there,
But you
when
would've.
it happened. Yeah,
Yeah.
Against who?
Coach Ani.
He's the O-line coach.
From where would he play?
He went to Concordia St. Paul.
CSP.
Concordia. Golden Bears. Come on, man.
So, okay, everybody that we've talked to has talked about Valley City. They've talked about Dickinson. Dickinson lost a lot of keys. And they came in here last year, and they played tough.
Yeah.
They were, number 17 in the nation or something like that?
Yeah,
They were a good football team. They lost a lot of key players. Mm-hmm. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter. So, you got Dickinson that they're going to be coming in. We've got Valley City coming in. Who else are we looking at?
I mean, Ferris State's going to be a tough one.
We haven't talked much about Ferris
No,
State.
that's going to be
Let's bring that up. Let's get it out there. Let's talk about this.
What makes it difficult, you think?
I mean, it's a long drive. Like Dickinson, it's going to be a long haul there. And I mean, they're the reigning D2 national champions, so obviously they got something going right there.
Mm-hmm. They do. It's they're scary good.
They have lost a lot of players, though.
Absolutely. And this is the opportunity for Waldorf University to shock the world.
Get her name on the map.
Yeah. The another college team that I'm enamored with is the Northwest Missouri State University Bearcats.
Why is that?
Well, because I graduated from there. So they've had some success. They went out to Ferris in the playoffs this year, and that was the closest game that they had, but still was lopsided. I think it was probably a 14, 16-point game. But as far as I was concerned, that was the national championship because we knew Ferris was probably going to be a juggernaut. But, yeah, you're right, Austin.
Yeah.
They lost a lot of kids to graduation and, I don't know, probably prison. I'm just kidding.
Right.
We don't really want to make them mad, but at the same time, they need to know we're coming.
Yeah.
This is our chance to kind of shock the world. I mean, it's just a decent showing for us.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're going to go in expecting to win that football game.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just there's no sense. Why play?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Absolutely.
Right.
Why play?
Yeah. Well, they're expecting the same thing, but maybe for different reasons, and that could be an advantage for Waldorf because they're going to be like, it's possible. I don't know if at that level everybody takes every game seriously, regardless. You can't discount anybody, so you just get your head down and go play ball. But it seems to me like it's always fun. Everybody loves the underdog, and look, Waldorf is the underdog coming in and visiting Ferris State, and we're looking forward to getting out there and taking folks out there with as well. So hopefully we can get a bunch of folks, on a bus or something like that. Whatever we can come up with as we develop those plans and see what happens, so we can support
my
you.
parents are planning on going
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, and it's one of those things I really like. It's their homecoming game.
Yeah.
They're coming back from on the road to play their homecoming game against the Warriors, and let's make them cancel their dance.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
They just quit. They just like, what, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, we talk about that most episodes.
They pick up the kicks open his saxophone case on the sideline, starts playing, like.
Yeah, it's going to be a great experience for you guys. To see what that level does. Obviously, Ferris State's got tons of resources, and that's what the Gridiron Club is working on. We have a lot of hill to climb yet, but at the same time, we're trying to do that stuff to get you guys the things that you need to bring this program where it deserves to be. And I'm not talking about, player wise, we're there.
Yeah,
we're getting some talent that's just amazing. We obviously have talent that's pretty amazing. It's a great brand of football here in Forest City, Iowa, but the reality is that we want to try to get that equipment and the facilities and everything else up to that where it needs to be, so that it's that whole package. That when kids within 300 miles plus those skill folks that we pick off from the coasts and closer to Big Water, when they come up here and visit, that it can be even more impressive. So. We're about ready to wrap up. So what do you guys got to finish up for us? What do you got to say to the fans? Austin, go ahead.
Well, it was great to be on here. Have a good conversation with you guys.
I feel like he's lying.
I feel like he's being 100%. He looked right at me when he said that. He kind of looked at me, then he kind of like, look at you or like, whatever. But, yeah. No, it was good.
No, I get it.
I think it's true.
I stand corrected.
Yeah.
I'd like to retract that. Can you edit that out? Can you do that?
No, I don't know how those buttons work.
Christian, what do we got?
I agree with Austin. It was awesome being on here. I think everyone's excited for the fall. We have high expectations. I think the offense is going to be much improved. We're going to be pretty good.
But yeah, thanks for taking time just to come out here and visit with us. And obviously, good luck next season. Next year, you'll be on again at some point. We're going to continue to talk about this. We'll talk about the success of the program, and who knows, it might be in the middle of the season. I doubt we'll be able to pull you guys away, but we'll see.
Maybe we'll have the Austin. Sounds like you'll be back in July, back in the summer, back up this way.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably pull you in maybe in some of one of those next episodes.
Yeah, you bet.
You're going to be busy down south, so we'll have to wait for you to come back into the season or later on next year. But it's going to be
and maybe we can talk sweet to Mark Newcomb to let us use his facility on like a Saturday morning or something like that in the fall, and so we can bring in if your folks come in, Austin. I know they've been to all these games. I'd love to get their perspective on Waldorf football because they've seen it all.
Yeah,
and so that's a great thing.
Yeah, I don't know why Mark Newcomb has the keys to the secret underground bunker underneath the Bullstorf field, but apparently he does.
Somebody has to have him.
Somebody's got him. He's got like a big old key ring, but just one key on it. But still the big ring.
But it's huge. It's
just a huge, big circle,
absolutely.
like a 1980s prom date hoop earring like circle there. Yeah.
All right. Again, thank you guys so much for taking time to come talk to us. Waldorf Gridiron Podcast, Christian Gerot, Austin Erdmann. Thanks everybody for listening. And until next time, we're going to sign off. Andy Buffington, Troy Thompson, and thanks so much for you guys being here and everybody listening to the Waldorf Gridiron Podcast.
The Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast is hosted by Andy Buffington and me, Troy Thompson. Produced by Sunnyside Farmstead Studios in beautiful rural Forest City, Iowa. Music is by Christian Leo. The Waldorf Gridiron Club is a nonprofit 501c3 organization dedicated to the football student-athletes of Waldorf University. Our mission is to assist the program in maintaining the best small college football experience in America.